ChefD here. Join me at the cottage with me, ChefD, where Chef Darnell Gregg's going to be with us. We're going to do a pasta primavera, some grilled peaches, some other great recipes. But right now, I gotta fly.
Yo, check this out.
Welcome to At The Cottage with me, Chef D, and a really good friend, Chef Darnell Gregg, who's the executive chef of all our operations. Chef, welcome to the cottage.
Thank you. It's awesome to be here. Beautiful, beautiful cottage and some beautiful food to cook.
Exactly. So what are we making today?
So we're going to make a garlic scape and beef cassoulet.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of like a white bean stew. We have some beautiful AAA Canadian beef strip loins that we're going to use. And then our team back in Cambridge made a beautiful garlic scape pesto.
I know, it smells amazing.
Garlic scapes are these shoots that grow out of the bulbs of actual garlic bulbs out of the ground. They're super green. They kind of taste a little bit vegetal, and they're very, very, very mild. It's kind of something between a chive and raw garlic.
100%, and you can keep them in your refrigerator for up to 6 months. So bring them up to the cottage, and they will last you all summer long.
Absolutely, and any farmer's market have them. It's a great. They look a little bit intimidating to cook with, but you can just use them just like anywhere you use garlic or anywhere you use chives.
100%, it's absolutely fantastic. So we have some peppers, we have some celery, onions, white beans, and of course tomato paste just to make it all together. Okay, let's get started.
Absolutely. You want to turn the heat on, and we can start searing our beef. I'll get some onions diced up for us.
And I'll put a little bit of olive oil in our pan. You notice I'm wearing my Barbados shirt because it's warm up here and I'm getting ready to think about going back to Barbados.
It is hotter than Barbados up here today, I think, but it's good.
I think the Rogers folks should do In Barbados with Chef D and Chef D.
There's a new spin-off coming, right? Like On the Beach with.
Well, I don't know if we can do it on the beach. I'd have to get back into shape. It's not going to happen. I'm just going to grab a knife for your garlic here.
Absolutely.
It's nice to be up here. So what made you want to get into cooking?
It's really the only thing I've ever done. And right from an early age, I think my family comes from an agricultural background. And family was so important. And getting together around the dinner table and feeding each other was so important that way. And I think without even knowing it, just that attitude kind of seeped into my mindset, and you know, hunting, fishing, growing, and that sense of community that comes with it.
Now, you know, you just recently married, and so now when you go home, do you and your wife cook together, or do you try and make a day of just having dinner together?
We split 50-50 cooking duties. She's an awesome cook herself, and we meal plan every single week. And then usually on one of my days off, we do spend most of the time doing a bunch of meal prep for the rest of the week. Because she loves cooking when I get home, and I love cooking when she gets home. So,
cool.
Yeah, we try to make a plan.
Advice. You know, saying somebody who comes in the kitchen, not very often, but just one piece of advice that you have for them going, hey, this is, if you did this is going to help you become a much more successful cook.
Relax. I think that a lot of people are very intimidated by the kitchen, especially amateur cooks, when they're at home and they think that the entire world is watching. And if everything's not perfect, they're going to know. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be food. And if you're stressed out about it, you're doing it wrong.
I love that. Listen to him. Okay, so our oil's ready to go. So onions first?
I think we'll start with the beef, actually. Get a little bit of a sear there for you.
So I can. You know, you're putting me to work, Chef.
Well, in this heat, I can't do it myself, right? Like, it's 40 degrees out there. Normally, if you're in Barbados, I have a feeling you're not standing inside of a kitchen and cooking up a storm.
No, very rarely. You know, when we used to go down, when we first started going down, Trish and I'd cook a lot more, but now I'll go to the fish market about 3 times that we're down there and make a special meal for that, and then that's it.
Absolutely.
So do you want me to put the garlic pesto in?
Absolutely. Let's get a little bit of a fry on it.
About 2 tablespoons?
Yeah, absolutely. We can always add and detract a little bit, but it's so fragrant and it's so fresh smelling. All that's in that is a little bit of olive oil,
Yep.
some lightly blanched garlic scapes,
Okay.
a little bit of shallot, and some lemon juice.
Oh, it smells amazing. And then next we're going to add?
I think we have the onions, garlic, and celery here, so we
Okay.
can start kind of building some of our flavoring agents.
And that's the other important part that sometimes we miss and you know, we take it for granted, but you want to add flavors and you want to add it in layers, right? So add your garlic scapes first and then add your vegetables, and then that kind of permeates into the meat, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And taking your time in between steps and finishing one thing before the next. You know, moisture levels should change and vegetables should soften before you advance to the next step. And it's those little things that take you from being a good to a great cook
Right.
At home, right? It's not all encompassing. There's more than one way to do things. So we're getting some toast on that.
We are.
Next up, we have some peppers, and then we
Okay.
have a little bit of our tomato paste.
Okay, I'm just gonna add the peppers in, let that go down for a little bit.
Yeah. And we are using strip loin, so we don't. That's going to be neat because we don't need to cook the beef for an extended period of
Right.
time. We're looking just to kind of soften everything up, and when the vegetables are cooked and it tastes the way that we're happy with, it's delicious. This would be a really great thing that you could, you know, maybe you eat it for dinner on top of a pasta.
Yep.
Maybe you have it with a fried egg on top of it for breakfast.
I like the fried egg part, that's really
Yeah, multifaceted, right? Because again, like if you're spending all your day inside a cottage, I think that's kind of against the point. You're doing it wrong. It's not supposed to be work.
I know, there's some CDs with our names on it coming up. Okay, so again, just starting to see that it's starting to become translucent. Our garlic and our onions, we're almost there. And then about quarter cup of tomato paste? Or?
Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great. And it's it's important to roast out the tomato paste
Yep.
just a little bit. It adds a ton of sweetness, has a ton of that vegetal flavor, and it'll turn the color of it really nice, pink and red.
Oh yeah. I know I was saying with Chef Aaron the other day that, you know, we really got to get smell-o-vision happening.
Yeah, they're working on it. That'll be the next big development.
Right?
Rogers, I know all of their smartest minds are working on it as we speak.
There we go. And then we're gonna, do you want to add our beans in next, or do you want to, okay?
I think we add the beans, and then if we need it, a little bit of bouillon or a little
Yep.
bit of stock.
So we're gonna probably a little bit of stock, but white beans, and you can either soak them yourself or, you know, buy the can and away you go. We just took the moisture out of it.
Yeah, important to rinse them to get rid of some of that kind of aluminum type flavor, but the canned beans, particularly at the cottage, right? You're not,
Right.
It's supposed to be easy, it's supposed to be quick, and it's supposed to be delicious. They'll be perfect.
Oh, it's thickening. You can just see how that is.
That looks and smells amazing.
Okay, so just have the concentrate. So about half of it's going to go in.
And when you're cooking with that, the store-bought stocks and concentrates, you always need to be a little bit careful. There's
Yes.
quite a bit of salt in them, but you know we haven't seasoned the beef yet. We haven't seasoned the onions yet, so that'll bring a lot of the content that you have.
Perfect. Okay, so we're going to let this simmer. We're going to come back and take a look at it in about 5-10 minutes.
Perfect. See you then.
In real time now, it's been probably 10 to 15 minutes. Again, as Chef was mentioning, we didn't want to overcook it because we do have strip loin in, and it's not one of the meats that you have to cook down. So
Absolutely.
let's just look at that.
Look at that. It really thickened up, and you pick up on a lot of the aromatics, and it's like almost like a warm, hearty stew. And this would be great. You could, I mean, if you didn't want to use the strip loin, you could use a little bit of stirring beef. Thank you, or bacon, or chicken
Right.
legs, or just kind of anything. And then you know, not everybody has garlic scape pesto kicking
Right.
around, but basil pesto would be delicious. In this.
100%. I like that. You know, and I like the ideas that, yes, we put the beef in, but please, you know, check out chicken. You know, you can check out your, like you mentioned, bacon, and away we go. So I think we should just try this to make sure it's okay.
Absolutely. That's a delicious dinner. We're gonna need to take a break.
Oh, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back with some other great ideas and great recipes with my good friend, Chef Darnell.
Yo, check this out.
Welcome back to At The Cottage with me, Chef D, and my good friend, Chef Darnell Gregg. Chef, welcome back again.
Thank you, thank you. What are we cooking up today?
This is kind of a pasta primavera, but it's with the twist, right? We're going to actually fry our noodles. We've cooked off some noodles beforehand, and then we have some oil. We're going to put it in the oil, so they're going to get crunchy, right?
Perfect, that sounds delicious.
And then we're going to do some vegetables here, and we have a whole bunch of different vegetables, and away we go. So I have the stove on, so you want to take wherever you want to take this.
Perfect.
I'm going to get my pot going here, and away we go.
Awesome. Yeah, these vegetables look delicious. Like you said, so many of them came from local markets around here, because the best part of driving around this part of the country is...
It's fantastic up here. And who knew, like, you know, and yes, I know we kind of get blessed where we are and you have farms close, but, you know, driving here, how many farms are here? And
Yeah, that left, right, and center. And, you know, being up in Windermere yesterday, we got introduced to some really, really cool suppliers, and they really are everywhere. And it's the right time of year.
Yep. So I put in about 1 cup of canola oil into my pan. I'm just going to warm it up.
Okay.
You want it hot. You want it hot when we hit the spaghetti to it, that it actually fries and does not steam anymore, or because it'll get soft.
Very cool. You see it a lot with rice noodles, but I've never tried it with flour noodles.
I just something totally different. I was reading about it. You know that I love reading Milk Street Magazine and Cooks Illustrated.
Absolutely.
Are two of my favorites, and so this came from Milk Street Magazine. So if you're looking for a cool magazine that you might want to read at the Cottage, Milk Street, or Cooks Illustrated. And you can just hear the sizzle and that with what we're looking for the spaghetti. So. Okay, so I have my pasta in the oil. It's now going to, we're just going to let it, and you can just see that it's starting to fry away there nicely.
Absolutely, just starting to get color on the bottom, tiniest bit. I'm going to go ahead and add my peppers and celery.
Okay.
And I'll follow it up with the broccoli and the leeks pretty quick.
Perfect, and while you're doing that, I'm just going to chop up some fresh radicchio for you.
Awesome. I love radicchio, and it does have that super bitter taste.
Yep.
It pairs so well with, you know, acidity and with wine and orange and lemon and those kind of flavors. And very Italian.
Right.
right up your alley.
And again, this is a quick recipe. I know I've mentioned this many times before, but you can literally do this in 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
The knife work, again, will take you a little bit longer, but really, it's a quick and easy.
And it's about what's inside of your fridge, or what's in season at the time, or, you know, it doesn't have to be leeks. We used them because they looked fantastic this morning, and we couldn't not buy them. But, you know, if it was onions, garlic, and peppers, that's really the bare necessities. That's everything you would need it to be. Okay.
I'll take that for you.
Thank you. So the radicchio will be the last thing that we add, because we'll just gently cook that just really quickly. But the colors of that, so vibrant, so bright. There's still a lot of good consistency in there.
So what's your favorite cookbook?
You know, I kind of go back and forth a lot, and this is a super, like, this is not going to be for the home cook at home, but Harold McGee, Food and Lore of the Kitchen.
Yes.
If you are a professional cook and you haven't read it, it's a disservice.
Yes.
There have been other encyclopedias that are coming out for $1,200, $1,300 to try to explain what he will tell you in a $30 book that you can buy on Amazon, and it's from 35 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's so important to understand what you're doing and understand those kind of things. So it's not a recipe book, it is a science book, and maybe it's a little bit more dense reading, but that was the book that I read that kind of changed everything for me, and really kind of like made me start taking it a little bit more seriously.
I 100% agree with you.
At one point in time, I think it was a textbook, but
Yeah.
I don't... All right, I'm just going to toss in the radicchio and a little bit of the Italian parsley last minute.
And I'm turning off my spaghetti. I'm going to grab us a couple bowls.
Perfect. Just going to turn off the heat. When it comes to wilting things like lettuces and herbs, it's really just the tiniest kiss of heat to really get out those essential oils, and that's really all we need. And this would be great with prosciutto or pancetta.
Yep.
You could certainly put a chicken breast on top of this, or a nicely grilled steak.
Or even salmon, for that matter.
Absolutely.
Or if you're a fisherman, any of the fish that you catch from the lake.
That's where they caught the 77-pound halibut, eh? I think that's what Dave was saying. Perfect. So I think we're ready to go here.
Okay, the pasta's a little bit crunchy. Put our noodles over it. Look how beautiful that looks.
Yes, so vibrant.
Give this a whirl.
Well, thanks, Chef. Thanks for inviting me out. It was fun to cook with you again up in God's country. And
yeah. Hey, here's to great eating.
Yo, check this out. Yo, check this out.
Welcome back. You know, you stop at the roadside stand, or yesterday Taylor's Farm, where we picked up some peaches, and you get them back to the cottage, and they're rock hard.
absolutely, absolutely. So what can you do with rock hard peaches?
So we're going to take these peaches and we're going to place them on the grill. And then when you put them on the grill, they're actually going to bring out the sugars, soften them down, and we're going to make a salad out of it. So we're just putting the grilled peaches on the barbecue. It's about 350 degrees. I'm just going to hear them start to sizzle. We're going to get some nice little markings on them. It doesn't have to be that long, and away we go. Okay, Chef, you're going to make a vinaigrette. I've roasted off our peaches, so we have, again, soften them up a little bit, bring the sugars out, and now a vinaigrette to go with amazing greens that we got yesterday.
Absolutely. Yeah, so keeping kind of with the sweet theme, I thought we'd do a little bit of a citrus vinaigrette.
Okay.
So we're going to add about a 1/4 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. And then we have this lovely EB Manor creamed honey. I think we'll go probably about a full teaspoon of that. We'll whisk it all together. And then we have these beautiful sweet oranges and some lemon. And we'll really kind of play up the sweeter notes of the peaches. And let the fruit become bring the acidity for the vinaigrette.
Perfect. And I'm just putting together, down to earth organics where we got these beautiful lettuces. I just love going there. They were so passionate about what they do.
We had so much fun. And you know what? You find that with so many of the farmers. They're a little bit shy to talk on camera sometimes. But they approached us at the hotel and they were excited to tell us about their product. And that was very, very, very cool to meet them. And those greenhouses make me really jealous. I don't think they'd fit in my backyard, but I'm going to ask my wife tonight. Okay, so the honey and the mustard have been mixed together. Added thing of orange juice and 1 thing of lemon. And I'm going to alternate about 50-50 vegetable oil and
Yep.
olive oil.
Okay, cool.
Olive oil can be really, really, really abrasive sometimes for vinaigrettes. It works, but it's not all purpose, you know?
No, I totally understand that.
It starts to thicken up as you add a little bit of more of the oil, a little bit more of the fat. And that's kind of it. I think when you have beautiful produce like that, I don't think you have to make it too stodgy or too much flavoring.
No, because it's really just an accompaniment of all the great flavors that you already have.
Well, there's your vinaigrette, and let's have a great salad. Well, that looks amazing. It looks like summer on a plate.
Exactly. It doesn't get much better than this. Chef, thanks so much for spending some time with me today.
Thank you.
Fried chicken. Yes, you can do fried chicken at the cottage. It's absolutely fantastic. And I love that it's coming back. And I also love that we're using chicken thighs. Chicken thighs have a little bit more fat than the chicken breast, a little bit more flavor. So I've just made a quick rub, and this rub, you can make it the way that you like it, any way that you want. And it's a little bit of cumin, a little bit of cloves, a little bit of Jamaican seasoning, and as well, a little bit of onion and garlic, salt and pepper. So we're gonna just place it in our bowl. And then we're going to take our chicken thighs and just give them a quick stir. And just to incorporate it in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add in about a cup of buttermilk. And you want buttermilk. Buttermilk is just that rich flavor. It's going to be beautiful for this. And then you're going to place this in the refrigerator for between 3 and 5 hours. You can go up to 24. I tend to not like doing it that long. It's just going to break down the chicken fiber a little bit. So if you can do it between the 3 and 5 hour mark, you're going to be perfect. So we're just going to stir that together, and we're going to place that in the refrigerator. And when we come back, we're going to dredge it in some flour, do it in the oil, and you're going to have some great fried chicken. So we've let our chicken marinate in real time about 3 hours. I have some egg here. We've mixed 2 cups of pastry flour. If you don't have pastry flour, all-purpose flour will work, to 1 cup of cornstarch. So in that goes. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to baste our chicken first in the flour mixture. Then we're going to put in the egg. And back to the flour. That's all nice and incorporated. And we'll do about 3 of these off. You can do more. Again, you can bring out a thermometer and you can keep your oil about 350 degrees. That's what we're looking for to fry in. And we're going to take it nice and slowly at the beginning. And there you have it. Now we're going to put it into the oil. It's going to cook until it's golden brown. We'll probably turn it down just a little bit. And what we're going to do is make sure we have internal temperature of 180 degrees, and it'll be perfect fried chicken for you at the cottage. It's been about 14 minutes of frying our chicken. This has become nice and golden brown. And again, keeping an eye on it, you don't want to walk away from it. chicken thighs. Turn this off. Just let them sit for just 1 second as we kind of just take a little bit of any excess of the grease off. Look at that. A beautiful fried chicken for a hot summer day. It doesn't get much better than that.
Yo, check this out.